Good morning. I'm Christopher Hale here at the Weather Farm. Snow is beginning to overspread parts of Illinois and Indiana, making its way towards Ohio and the East Coast over the next 24 hours. Right now, this live briefing is to walk you through where the heaviest bands are setting up over the next 6 to 12 hours, especially for areas of Illinois, Indiana, and into Ohio. We can see from our weather hazards map that we have a widespread area of winter weather advisory stretching back from central Illinois through Iowa as the snow begins to wind down across parts of Iowa. Out ahead of it, along the I-70 corridor, basically, we have winter storm warnings for Indiana into Ohio, even into West Virginia, and into parts of southwestern Pennsylvania. So let's take a look at our radar. As we can see here from our latest radar imagery, we have snow beginning to make its way into Indiana. A lot of this is still encountering some dry air out ahead of the system, but over the next hour or so, we expect that snow will start accumulating, especially points east of Indianapolis, making their way to the Ohio border by the time we get to our noonday hour. Across parts of Illinois, you're seeing heavy snow already with this storm. So let's take a look at this hour by hour across the region. So here at the top of the hour, we have snow across western Indiana. It is heavy across parts of central Illinois, especially around Bloomington. Where we see these heaviest blue bands, that is an indication of snowfall rates that are exceeding 1 to 2 inches per hour. By the noontime hour, they are making their way into central Indiana, Montgomery, Boone, Marion County, Hamilton County. Snow is beginning to make its way toward the Ohio border by the time we get to 1 o'clock, with that heaviest snow again staying north of the I-70 corridor. Places down to the south, Bloomington, towards Cincinnati, you're beginning to get in on the snow by 2 o'clock, but the heaviest snow is remaining along that I-70 corridor. Out across parts of Iowa, snow is winding down for you near Cedar Rapids and Burlington. Snow is continuing for Springfield down to Bloomington, Indianapolis, Muncie, Kokomo. You're all in the snow. But look just south of Bloomington. There's a sharp cutoff with this snow. Basically go 30 miles south into Daviess County. You're not seeing much of anything. Snow continues for Cincinnati to Columbus, now making its way towards Wheeling by the time we get to 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. Snow's beginning to wind down Saturday evening across parts of Illinois. Still some lingering snow showers, but that back edge is rapidly moving towards the east. By 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock this evening, we expect snow to be wrapping up around the Indianapolis area, down towards Bloomington, up towards Muncie. But snow is still continuing as we make our way over towards Dayton. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, still heavy amounts of snow and snow rates indicated by those darker blues. As it makes its way up towards Columbus, up towards Xenia, down through southern Ohio, we're still going very strong with this snowfall, 9, 10 o'clock at night, making its way up towards Morgantown, West Virginia, towards Pittsburgh, towards Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. You're all in the snow by 10, 11 o'clock at night, and that snow is going to continue to move towards the east and southeast as we go overnight into our Saturday, early Sunday morning. Heavy snow continuing for parts of West Virginia into southeastern Ohio, but wrapping up for Columbus by the time we get towards midnight. Same thing for Cincinnati. A few lingering snow flurries can't be ruled out, but all of this is quickly pivoting off towards the east by the time we get to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning for our Sunday morning. Taking a look at some of the snowfall estimates of what we can still expect to see over the next 12 hours. As that snow winds down across parts of Iowa, we could see an additional 1 to 3 inches, especially as we get towards Burlington, up towards Iowa City. You could see the additional 1 to 3 inches of snow by the time we get to Sunday morning. The bullseye is going to be here across parts of central Illinois, where near Bloomington, we're going to see snowfall amounts of near 6 to 8 inches of snow by the time we wake up on our Sunday morning. Where we see those pinks, that's widespread areas of 4 to 6 inches of snow. Those deeper pinks are lighter amounts. The more brighter pinks are around 6 inches of snow with this particular map. We start to get into those reds. That's where we get in the 7, 8 inches of snowfall amount for this system. Need to advance the slide. One moment. There we go. Computer froze up on me there. Sorry about that. Then as we make our way into central Indiana, into Ohio, we see a widespread swath of 4 to 6 inches from places like Kokomo down to Indianapolis, down towards Columbus, Indiana. Now, Bloomington, you're expected to see about 3 inches of snow out of this particular system, but we could see those pockets here in southeastern Indiana, in far west central Indiana, places like Montgomery, out towards Warren County, even parts of Vermilion County. You could see nearly 7 inches of snow from this particular system. But the jackpot bullseye area is going to be across central Illinois, where we'll see widespread 7 to 8 inches amounts. But then as we make our way down towards Cincinnati, as we make our way up I-75 and I-71, we're going to see another jackpot area here of about 7 inches of snow just to the north and east of downtown Cincinnati. So we're going to watch that. As we make our way out towards Lancaster, out towards Chillicothe, another area that could see 7 inches of snow. And as we make our way into western Virginia, West Virginia, we could see 7 inches of snow as well. So we're going to see widespread 4 to 6 inches across this winter winter storm warning area that extends across Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. But we will see isolated pockets of heavier amounts. Really depends where that banding sets up, where we get those snow rates exceeding 1 to 2 inches of snow over the next several hours. And as we sit here on our Saturday morning, temperatures out ahead of the snow are still in the 20s to low 30s, especially across parts of western Ohio. But where the snow has been flying across parts of Illinois back towards Iowa, temperatures have dropped into the single digits, if not approaching 10 degrees near Peoria, 12 for Champaign, even up towards Lafayette. You've cooled down to 19 degrees. And it is this colder air that is going to funnel in behind the snowfall amounts as we get towards Sunday morning. This is going to produce dangerous conditions across the area from Iowa to Illinois to Indiana through Ohio. Actually, up across parts of Michigan, the lower part of Michigan, the lakes are going to help protect you a little bit with that warmer air coming off the lakes with those northwesterly winds. You're going to remain not as bitterly cold, but we're going to see many areas here drop below zero for our Sunday. And in terms of our wind chills at this hour, wind chills have already dropped below zero across most of Iowa into northern Illinois. Single digits are now making their way into northern and west central Indiana. Still holding on to 17 here in Indianapolis, 26 for your wind chill down towards Cincinnati. And as we look here, the big story is going to be as that snow continues to move through, look at what the temperatures are doing. Temperatures are crashing. So as the snow is exiting Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, temperatures are dropping into the single digits. And here come those below zero temperatures making their way down through Wisconsin into northern Illinois by the time we get to our midnight hour. And by tomorrow morning, it is going to be the bitterly cold temperatures with the wind chill. We could see widespread wind chills of 20 below across most of central Indiana, back through central Illinois. We could be approaching 30 below. Cedar Rapids, you could be near 30 below for your morning wind chill. Even down towards St. Louis, Cape Girardeau, wind chills will be below zero down towards the Ohio River, across most of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, as well as parts of western Ohio. Now I want to jump to pinpoint a few snowfall amounts for you in this video. So I'm going to jump to another screen here, and we're going to go area by area and kind of look at see what the potential snowfall amounts are for your neck of the woods. So we'll continue to jump over there. So as we look here at this is our HRRR model. And as we look here with this snowfall, we look here towards Kokomo, it's forecasting a snowfall amount of about 5 inches. We get towards Muncie, about 5.5. Indianapolis, you're still around that 6-inch snowfall amount. As we get out here towards Bloomington, Illinois, 7 inches of snow are likely. Out towards Burlington, Iowa, 6.5. We get down here into southeastern Indiana, down towards Franklin, Dearborn, Switzerland, Union counties, we could see 6 to 7 inches of snow. And as I mentioned, just north and east of Cincinnati, that's where we could see some of the heaviest snowfall amounts, as we could get snowfall 7, 8 inches in a few of these locations. A lot of it is really going to be dependent upon where the heaviest snowfall sets up. Columbus, you're looking for 6 inches here. Dayton, Ohio, you're about 5.5. Up towards Lima, 4 inches. Fort Wayne, you're in the 2 to 4 inch snowfall range. Even up towards Tippecanoe County, up towards West Lafayette, where Purdue University is, 6 inches of snow is likely. Out we get to Indiana State, out by Terre Haute, 3.5 inches of snow is likely. Now this is just one model. This is the HRRR. I do want to go ahead and switch us over to the Rufus A model, which has a little bit of the same story. It keeps about 6 inches of snow here for Indianapolis by the time we get to early Sunday morning. Widespread 4 to 6 inches across most of central Indiana. We get out again towards Bloomington, that's where we're going to, Illinois, 7 to 8 inches. That's going to be a sweet spot area out here, as well as north and east of Cincinnati. You know, we could see 7, 8, possibly inches of snow as well. It does have a little bit slightly lower amounts here for Dayton and Columbus. It does have that track going a little bit more east-southeast. So Dayton and Columbus, you're around 5 inches of snow, with Lima around 3 inches of snow. Up toward Fort Wayne, 3 inches. But the thing to pay attention to is the sharp gradient. We're going to see possibly 2 inches to 3 inches near Bloomington. But you get down into Knox County here in southwestern Indiana, you could have less than 1/4 inch of snow. So a very tight cutoff to the south and even to the north once you get out of that storm track with this particular system of where you're going to see snowfall. Up towards South Bend, less than 1/2 inch of snow is possible. Same thing up towards Toledo. You could see up to 1 inch of snow with this particular system. So that's kind of an idea of what's going on with our weather forecast and the particular amounts over the next several days. So I just want to say here that as the snow continues to move in this afternoon, we're going to be watching it. If the pattern, if the track changes, if it shifts a little bit further to the north or a little bit further to the south, we're going to be monitoring that. We're going to be doing live video updates over on our Facebook page. If you've not, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is the way that we will provide you with the most current information as it becomes available. And we go live like we might later today, especially if conditions do change with this storm. We will go live later this evening to bring you an update. But if the track remains the same, if the forecast remains the same, we're probably just going to post on our social media. But check in on our YouTube channel, share it with a friend, subscribe, stay safe. Those bitterly cold wind chills are going to lock in, but there is relief in sight. Across this area, by the time we get towards the middle of next week, we're going to be seeing, we're going to see the potential for above normal temperatures for a wide part of the country stretching from the Central Plains back through the Ohio Valley. We could be pushing 50 here in Indianapolis by the time we get towards the end of next week. Well, we thank you for joining us here at the Weather Farm for this live stream. We hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you real soon.